I've hit the stream button.
Okay.
I've hit the stream button.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to be working. We'll find out in a second. Hello, everyone, if you are there.
If anyone's there, give us a little shout in the chat box. Just let us know.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, I was telling you earlier, basically there's a slight delay between Twitch and this streaming thing happening. Oh, okay, we're getting an advert for something called, what's this, Nerve. What's that about? No idea what Nerve is about. Could be anything. It's something to do with the train tracks. Anyway, it's an advertisement. So we'll find out whether or not we're actually live in just 2 seconds. And once we do, we'll start this train rolling, like the train from Nerve.
Very good. Very good.
Thanks.
Full of it.
Yeah. So, full of it. So, yes, I think we are actually live.
Great.
Marvellous. Hello, everyone. What is this? This is the Auroch Digital Twitch channel. We've wanted to set this up for a little while now, and so we have. I'm excited to. This is Jake.
Hello everyone, I'm Community Manager for Auroch Digital. I am probably the person you've spoken to if you've ever gotten us on Twitter or Facebook or the Steam forums for any of our games.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Yes. And I'm Peter. I'm the producer here at Auroch Digital, and we've already got some lovely people in the chat room. We've got Large Visible Machine saying I'm drinking beer. Naughty. We're keeping this PG rated. I'm eating an ice lolly, as you can see. Yeah. So you're much healthier than I. I've got a knockoff Twister. Flim Goblin came for the inevitable technical issues, staying for the ice cream. I don't know what you're talking about there. Good. Well, my ice cream is starting to melt a little bit.
It's swelteringly hot room in here.
Yeah, we've made the active decision to stream from the hottest room in the office.
This is how we do.
That's how we do. So if it's hot where you're living, do please let us know. We've got Auroch Abby, that's Abby, our programmer in the chat as well, saying ice cream. Word. Thank you for the ice creams, Abby. Celebratory Twitch kickoff ice creams, I would say. So what we're going to do today...
Missed out.
I know you missed out. What we're going to do today is we're going to play Last Days of Old Earth, which is a strategy game which we released 2 months ago. Yeah, it was in early access before that, and it was a couple of months ago that it went into full release, and we're very excited. And we're going to show you we're going to show you the first level of the campaign, and maybe a little bit more depending on where we go. Because I know some people are on the fence about grabbing this one at the moment, so we want to show you a little bit more of it. So yeah. Who else? Bring down the music volume a bit. It says Large Visible Machine. Right, Large Visible Machine. I'll try and do that. I'm going to do this. Hold on. I think that should do it.
How's that?
Well, we'll find out. We'll bring it down just for you and your beer. Oh my word, you've really missed out on this. So,
This is my favourite.
If you're brand new to what Auroch Digital is, we're a video game developer based here in Bristol. And we make lots of fun games. You can find us on aurochdigital.com. You can find us on twitter.com/Auroch Digital,
Facebook.com/Auroch Digital. It's pretty much consistent.
All of those things. Find us all of those things. Shall we crack on and do campaign level 1?
Why don't we?
All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
Let's get started.
New campaign.
Let's call it.
Let's call it something.
Hello, Twitch.
Hello. Ah, dear me. Much better, says Large Visible Machine.
Glad to hear.
Thank you.
So, we start with The North Walk Begins.
Okay, so what happens when the North Walk begins?
Since the time of the long summer, the men and women of Earth have watched the heavens, as we of the clan still do. Our ancestral cousins, the children of Icarus, still fly between the stars according to the law keepers, and will one day return to take us to our new home.
So this is this is preparing the narrative of what Last Days of Old Earth is. So it's quite a mysterious background narrative. It's sort of it's called door ajar narrative, where you say just a little bit about what's going on, and then we're letting people fill in the blanks for themselves. Although, as I say, there is this main campaign mode which we're going to go into, and you'll be following the Skywatchers on their north walk to find warmer lands. Let's hit. Should we hit? Right, do we want to do normal?
Yeah,
or do
let's go.
Yeah. All right, because you can ramp it right up.
The
Can't
mission here is make your way north, find the enemy base, capture it. Happy days.
Happy days. Happy days.
Here we go. I must lead us to the north and the warmer lands that wait for us there. now marked by the sacred cut of the blood pledge. I feel my resolve strengthened, even as reports come in of our spotters that an unidentified base has been seen to the north. May the children of Icarus watch over us. Let's get started. So yeah, we've got the initiative set up here. We start, because we've gone on normal, we start with 3 of each material. So we've got materials, population, and energy.
Yep.
And to win more AP to start off with, you need to win the initiative roll. So you can spend some of your resources, so let's spend one of those each, try and win the initiative roll.
Okay, so that, like, basically spending more resources gives you more, effectively, goes at it, doesn't it?
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
So it gives you more dice, effectively, to win those rolls. So do we win?
Yes.
Good. Alright.
Nice. So let's get started.
Oh, I'm done with my ice cream now.
Okay, so
So what do we want to do?
what have we got here? We have a Matox, an enemy unit.
So the game is, if you've never played this before, or if you haven't seen anything to do with the Last Days of Old Earth yet, it's a turn-based, hex-based strategy game where you've got to deal with lots of different resources, and you've got to sort of move your people around the map and then get involved in tactical turn-based battles. And we are going up against the Automata, and this is a Matox. So this is kind of like a really low-end unit at the moment, probably not particularly powerful, but we probably want to build up a bit of a, I would say we want to probably build up a bit of an army for our home, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got heroes here, and these are the people, these don't get actively involved in the combat, they are, they're the commander of your army, if you like. So this one, Javi, can build structures, so all heroes can build structures on the world map, and that's how you expand your supply chain, etc. And he has infantry leader, so any infantry units in his army gain 1 to their attack.
Okay. So we've got Darth Augustus says it is hot as 3 stars across the pond. I'm assuming that's something else. In the US, hello Darth Augustus. Hello. Out there in the States. We've got Sam Chester Dev saying Old Earth, what word? What word? And this is it. Flim Goblin says this is why you chose the hottest room, to warm up the Sky Watchers.
Exactly.
We definitely thought that through and thought, there's a cold environment. You know,
let's make things a little bit easier for them. We'll melt a pat.
Exactly. The sun is dying. Things are cold. So we're going to warm them up by sitting in a very hot room.
Exactly. Yeah. Very calculated. So we need to create an army now. So we can't move out of. We're in the garrison at the moment. You can't deploy from there. So you need to create an army, which you normally want a hero to lead, although not specifically.
So why do we want a hero like Zabi to lead the army?
There's a few different reasons. So if you go beyond your supply chain, which I can show you here, in fact, we go out of here. So this is our supply chain. If we go outside of that, we suffer penalties. So this unit is out of supply. You can tell by the red counter here. So he's out of supply. So his attack power is taking a hit.
Oh right, okay,
it's out of supply here. So it suffers 2 attack and 2 defense. And the movement is reduced to 1. Whereas if you have a hero in your army, you can move beyond the supply chain, build a structure, and that extends.
Yeah, so it's all about supply, right? Like the more you stay within supply, the more powerful you are, and being able to like control and dominate the map, I guess.
That's it.
Like that's a really big part of what this is all about. You can just send, you can build up like a unit of 10 if you really want to, chuck a hero in it, and you can stomp across the battlefield. But you'll probably get like.
Yeah, I mean,
probably get smashed.
Yeah, that's it.
Which you probably don't want.
So, sorry, I probably shot ahead a little bit quickly there. So we've got our army now, it's led by our hero, and as you can see, these infantry have gained +1 to their attack because Javi has the infantry leader. So we'll deploy from our clan home, and let's get moving.
Cool.
We can't quite reach this, but this is an encounter which we will check out on our next turn.
Okay.
And should we get a bit of combat going? I think this can take this.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is basically our kind of vanilla unit. It's the most standard one, and this is the equivalent for the Automata.
Okay.
So
we're getting into a ruckus.
Exactly.
So we could auto resolve this,
sure,
because like if we felt like we were definitely going to win.
Yeah.
But we could engage them.
Yes. Exactly.
So what should we do?
I think we should engage them.
Okay.
Yeah. 56-43. There's every chance that we auto resolve, and
Yep.
we could lose that. And they're out of supply here, so you can see. Yeah.
Okay.
We can
Yeah.
probably take them.
Let's do it.
So,
Let's do it.
So you now need to position your units anywhere along the front row. Let's just pop them in the middle. Get it going. So we've lost the initiative roll for the first round of combat.
So that means they're going to be going first.
Yep.
Okay. So 1 attack against our 0 defense. That means we're going to take that hit. Now, you now have to select our blue unit to attack the other one. Obviously, this is like a really straightforward battle.
Exactly.
Right. So, but armies themselves, which is groups of units, can have up to 10 units in them, and a hero.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So how much damage? We did 0 damage.
No, we did 2.
Oh, did we do 2?
We did 2 to them, and he did 0 to us.
Oh, okay. Well, we're fine. Okay, we're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So these absolved skirmishers. So you find out a little bit more about what being absolved is. Have we won? Smashing. Excellent.
We've got one more combat.
We've just got to do one more. Can we? Oh, 2
Yeah,
attack.
there
Okay.
we go.
Fantastic. There we go. So they take the 2 damage, and they're already dead. Are they dead? Can we technically call them dead?
I think so. Yeah, they're out of action.
They're out of action. Okay.
Okay, so with not a lot else to do, we haven't got much AP left, and this AP goes into a surplus bar here as well, which you can use once it adds up.
Cool.
To gain extra materials and such.
Okay.
So yeah, there's not an awful lot to do. Maybe we can draw one more card.
Okay, so we use 2 AP to draw a card.
Yeah.
And in the top left-hand corner, it does a little flash and says, now you've only got 1 AP. So if you hit the end turn, it will lose that 1 AP, but it will go into the bar underneath the resources. Okay, cool.
So that's end turn for now.
Okay.
Next to the opponent's turn.
So we'll wait and see what they're going to get up to. Okay.
Not an awful lot. Okay. I'm a stickler for symmetry, so I normally, if I've got 8, 6, 8 here, so I'm gonna, just to win this, pile 2 of those into there.
Okay, yeah.
And then, there we go. I'm gonna lose anyway.
Okay.
So we get those resources back.
So when you spend those resources to get those initiative dice, you spend them, and if you're successful, then you've lost them.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and then if you're not, then you get them back. So you're not at such a disadvantage.
Exactly, yes. Cool. Yeah, it would be a bit unfair if you piled all your resources in, lost the initiative, and were on the back foot with less AP.
Absolutely. Okay, so Thracker Andy
Hello.
says, fine, entice me with free stuff. Now I think that this is a reference to an amazing, I think, life-altering competition that we've got running. So basically what we're going to be doing for the next 45 minutes is we are going to be keeping a sort of sharp eye on the chat window that I'm looking at the moment, seeing all of your lovely comments and so forth. And we're going to give 1 code for Last Days of Old Earth to 1 random person who comments in the chat. So if you're the sort of person who's usually like, I'm just going to hang back and watch the stream and do whatever, today is the day. Today is the day that you get involved and you say, no, I'm going to say hello to these lovely people.
Stop being a lurker. I'm going to come out of my shell and I'm going to win this mother flipping game.
Exactly. So yeah, we have a copy of Last Days of Old Earth on Steam to give away. So just jump into the chat and say hello. Right. Okay. So
it's our turn again.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost that initiative round, so we've only got 8 AP this time as opposed to 12. And I want to. So this tile contains an encounter.
Okay.
Moving on here to discover it.
Okay.
So let's move our hero-led army in here.
Okay.
Okay, a village on the edge.
So this is like a contextual encounter, isn't it?
Exactly.
This is basically where you can fill out a little bit more about what is going on in the world.
Sure.
So the Skywatchers in the campaign, the single-player campaign, follows the Skywatchers, which are these dudes that you're seeing in blue at the moment. And as they move through the world, they're sort of nomadic clans. They have to move north to find more heat in the equator, because technically they're actually in the south of the planet. And as they move up north, they discover new and interesting things. They find little settlements that have got small little populations inside.
Yeah, the remnants of humanity.
Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously set in the far future. Things have gone pretty pear-shaped. So we want to... So that was what we were trying to get across with that. We want you to go out and find these little different places. We want to encourage you to go and look at what these different encounters are and see what they're about. So what's this one about?
So we have several figures drift forwards through the falling snow. They appear weak and starved to the brink of death. Thank Gaia. Our supplies are gone, and we feared the worst for our kin. Please help us. So we've got choices here. We can either leave and abandon them to their fate. We can give aid, and we trade 2 materials, 2 energy for 2 AP and 3 population, which seems like quite a good deal.
Okay.
Or we can attack them and steal all their stuff. But, they appear weak, they're starved to the brink of death. Let's give them aid.
Okay, so we're going to be nice.
Yeah, we'll be the benefactors.
Alright, fine. So we get something good out of it.
Exactly. So
They get something good out of it.
Yeah, we've got 2 AP, we've lost 2 of these 2 here, and we've gained 3 population. So it's like they've joined our... Well, it's not like they've joined our army specifically. We don't gain anything
But they've
combat advantage-wise.
They've joined our people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's wander into the unknown. This guy. Oh, we've got a mountain which we can't climb there, so we'll head in this direction.
Cool. So in the chat, there's a couple of people sort of saying that the audio is a little bit wonky. We're going to definitely be sorting that out for the next stream. We've been tying together things with twine to make sure that everything all sort of works together. But what we're going to do is we're probably going to grab like a different microphone at some point. But what we could do is if we bring the audio down ever so slightly, this is behind the scenes action now. Go down to like 5% or something. So we'll bring that down ever so slightly to make that better, and we'll make sure that next week, because we will be streaming again next week. I don't know what we're streaming actually. I haven't decided yet.
We'll have a think about that.
I'll have a think about it.
I'm sure we'll get a sweet competition. Yeah, again.
Yeah, sweet competition. But thank you very much for your comments on that. We'll make sure that everything gets sorted a little bit down the line. So we've got a question from our community at the moment. So there is Victor Hugo in the chat who is saying, if I've well understood, I've noted that there's a limited number of cards. Is it planned that you'll be adding more cards in the future to the game? So what we did was, obviously we had Last Days go through an early access period, and that was obviously something that we really wanted to do that. We wanted to make sure that we gave people the opportunity to feedback on some of the processes, and we got really good feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was some great feedback, and I think it really helped the whole process.
Yeah, definitely. And throughout that, we added more cards and different mechanics and that kind of thing. At the moment, there's no plan to add more cards, but I mean, it really depends on where things go in the future. There's never say never, basically, and obviously, the more that people get interested in the game and play the game online and stuff like that, the more opportunities there are. But yeah, it's a good question, definitely a good question. There's a whole bunch in there, and obviously if you go to oldearth.slytherin.com, you can see our mini site, and the mini site has got the entire set of cards in the deck builder, which you can create a deck. So outside of the campaign, you don't have to make a deck in the campaign, but in the skirmish and the multiplayer modes, you can create a deck all of your own and take it on against people online, or take it into single player, and you can bring those decks that you do within the game itself, or on the mini site, oldearth.slytherin.com. You can actually bring them into the game as well, and you can go and see all the cards there.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. What's the next decision?
Okay, so these 2 have moved their full range, so he's not.
So he's now. So this chap is now out of the supply, right?
Yeah, he took a little wander, so he's taken the penalty. So no, that hasn't applied yet because it's still his turn.
It's still technically his turn, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So once we end the turn, if something were to attack us, we would see the penalties.
Okay. So do we want to? Okay. So where do we want to go now? Do we want to build up our? Do we want to build up our army, or do we want to take those 8 AP that we already have and fill out our bar?
Let's explore what other cards we've got in the deck. We can draw 4 cards, or potentially save some for the surplus. So if we draw 2 more, so we've got a crawler now, which is good. So maybe next turn we save some of this AP.
Yep.
Save this, and then next turn this crawler is really good. It really helps. It really aids in movement. You can get around the map a lot easier.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that we were that's one of the things that we really wanted to focus on. We want in this game for actions that you make to be really deliberate.
Yes.
If you move somewhere, it's not just a case of, I'm just going to move them over there. It's I'm going to use the AP, the resources, all of this sort of stuff to make sure.
Calculated. Yeah.
Exactly, you've got to really calculate what it is that you're doing, especially if you take it online. Vasquez7ID says, aloha.
Hello.
Hello. So as I say, give us a shout out in the chat, and because obviously we've got competition running. If we see your name in the chat, we'll add it into our big, right over here, I've got this gigantic steampunk-esque machine that basically says, like, I put in information and out spits a number. It's called the Computron 2000, and basically I'll put all of the names in there in the chat into the Computron 2000. We'll pick a winner for a code for Last Days of Old Earth at the end of the stream, which finishes in about half an hour.
Okay.
So get chatting.
Yes, so next we can. So I want to move around a little bit more, get an idea of what is on the map.
Yeah.
And part of doing that is, your vision, your field of vision is increased if you are higher up.
Okay.
So we have hills here, so it costs 2 to move up, as you can see down here. But you get +1 sight range, and also if you were attacked while you're on a hill, then you get a +1 to your defense as
Cool.
well. So probably worth doing. So let's go up there. Okay.
Right, okay, so we've spotted their base now. So this is an enemy structure where we think that some of these enemies are going to be coming from. So we definitely want to get rid of them. And regardless of whether or not there's anyone in there,
Yes.
we want to destroy it because, I mean, ultimately it provides
We'll claim
supply.
it,
Well,
yeah.
we want to claim it, yeah, of course, yeah. So we want to claim it because if we claim it, then we also claim the supply.
Yes.
And by claiming the supply, it means that we can move more freely around the map, and it also constricts our opponent
Exactly.
to where they can go.
So note that any supply provided by an opponent structure can only be seen as long as you can see the structure providing it. So yeah, that's what it means here, where we can see this little nest around it. So it's a collector, it's not an outpost. This means it's, if you can see here, yeah, so it's generating 1 extra materials per turn. So if we claim that, if we attack it and gain it, then that increased resource is applied to us instead.
Yeah, and again, that's another big strategy. Obviously, wanting to get hold of the supply and being able to move around is really important, but also having access to all of those materials is super useful.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah. So Alien Gold says this game was already on my Steam wish list.
Excellent.
Nice one. We like you, Alien Gold. And Thrak Andy says that they think the Computron probably just outputs the number 42 over and over again.
Of course, naturally.
Is that a reference to something?
Hitchhiker's Guide, I believe.
Hitchhiker's. Oh right. Oh okay. I've literally. That's a film, right?
Oh, it was a book first. Oh, it was a radio show first.
Was it a radio show first?
I think so. I think it was a BBC drama first. Well, comedy.
Okay.
First.
I saw it. I have this audiobook subscription thing. I saw it and I was like, maybe I should
You
get
never
it.
heard it? It's great. It is
Okay.
brilliant.
I'll have to get it.
Okay, so while we're on top of this hill, I was thinking we could build ourselves a structure so that our own supply, because as you can see here, I keep pointing at the screen. This is my first time streaming and realise you can't see my fingers.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our supply here. If we build an outpost here, then you can see where our supply will be applied.
So we get that preview there. Now it doesn't take stock until the next turn.
That's it. Yeah, it's under construction.
Yeah.
for a
So
turn.
again, you really do have to think. Well, I can't actually immediately go out there. I can't use that supply initially.
Yeah, exactly. So it's building for the future.
Cool.
And that costs 4 AP, 2 materials, 2 population, and 1 energy. So we will go with that because that doesn't hit us too badly. And then, now that we know that all this is going on over here, I think this guy is going to hide in the outpost as well.
Cool.
We
Sounds
can
good.
heal him there, and we can join that army.
Yep, let's do it. So Victor Hugo says, when you play for the first time, do you recommend playing as humans or robots? Now, the thing is, I definitely recommend playing as humans first because I totally recommend playing the tutorial first.
Yes, absolutely.
So there's a tutorial that you get a little prompt of, and before you do the campaign, it will say, "Hey, do you want to play the tutorial?" Because like this game's slightly more complicated than I don't know. What's another game? Candy Crush.
Not great with games.
No. So it's it's slightly more complicated than that. So play through the tutorial, play as the human being. But if you're just going to jump straight into the skirmish, each side kind of has its different powers and weaknesses and abilities. I must admit, I really like playing as like the Automata.
Yeah, there are some cool units in there. They have some
Yeah.
really nice abilities.
Yeah.
They don't use population either. That's not a resource for them, which is interesting.
Yeah. So they're you've got to worry about less resources with them, which is kind of cool, really. And when we get onto, and you won't see it in this campaign level, but when you get onto later campaign levels, and also just within skirmish generally, there are like airstrike mechanics and stealth and all sorts of stuff like that, and assigning facilities to constructed buildings and stuff like that.
Yes.
And obviously there's differences there as well, like the differences between the Skywatchers and the Automata are kind of different. They've got different access to different cards, that kind of thing. So
Sure.
yeah, it's played with both.
So as you can see, this cheeky little Mattox looks like he's making a run for our clan home. So what we're going to do, heal this character, this skirmisher.
Cool.
Pop him into. No.
What we doing?
Oh wait, no. What's going on here? There we go. Popping him into this army. We'll give them, because these are all infantry units. If we give them, if we add the Iron John Crawler to their army, it has the ability to mount up. So infantry units and heroes in this army move at this unit's movement rating, and it has a movement rating of 3.
Yeah.
So we can get about the map quite a bit quicker.
Cool.
So we'll deploy with that. Wipe this guy out.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that's going to be really easy. Nice.
Beautiful.
So now we've got. So we saw a combat situation earlier, and there was only one dude like wandering around. Now we've got a hero in the very back row. Well, it's not in the back row. It's like off of the back row.
Yeah, kind of overseeing, supervising,
as all good heroes do.
Yes.
We've decided to change around the different the rows and so forth. So there are some units which, if you stick them in the back row, they just can't attack. But there are some units which you want to stick them in the back row because they're quite weak, but they can hit much further distances. So there are more sort of like artillery.
Yeah, so there's some units have a reach ability, so you can attack from the back row. Potentially even no, if it's in the front row, you can attack their back row. If it's in your back row, you can attack their front row. But then the Iron John Crawler, as you can see, it's got 2 attack, which isn't great, but it does have infantry support. So you can choose one friendly infantry unit to give +2 attack to. So that is going to be basically sitting kind of behind the scenes, assisting this combat.
Cool.
So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's do that. We've got Lil Misfit saying, I've been wondering if I should get this game, but seeing you guys play it makes me want it.
Cool.
So that's good.
Glad to hear it.
No, really good. We've got another question. So we've got a question from Thracker Andy who says, what game concepts influenced the design of this game?
Good question.
Very good question. We took some inspiration from a couple of different games, really. We obviously looked at. When you look at like hex-based strategy games, there are clearly some things that I think everybody out there goes, yeah, that's a great hex-based strategy game. So obviously there's lots of different influences in that regard. Obviously, we were really big fans of games like of Armageddon Empires. Like we were really, really big fans of that, and we wanted to take that feeling of really having to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
Like that was something that we really wanted to take from that. So there's that,
It was a spiritual successor, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was kind of like taking some of those ideas and presenting them in a different way and putting our own spin on it.
Definitely.
So we've got a question from Avionauta who says, is it possible to mod the game, specifically to translate it to another language? So it is. So what we have in the system, not in the game itself, but if you rock up to the Slytherin forums or up onto the Steam forums for the game specifically, and you join up with a group that wants to translate the game, that kind of thing, there are community modding opportunities. So that's definitely something to think about, basically.
Yeah, definitely. There's a framework within the game that if the community kind of get together and are willing to translate the whole game, then we can implement that.
All sorts. So as I say, check out the Steam page, check out the Steam forum for that kind of thing, but check out the Steam page for like all the details about this. Like we're going to talk about some of this stuff, but there's way more about this game than that's out there. Like it's multiplayer, the campaign's pretty long. There's a skirmish mode, deck builder, tutorial, so it's...
Yeah, come in and say hi. I man those forums, so if you want to come in and say hello, give us a feedback on the game, it'd be much appreciated. Have a chat. So we've got this scenario. So I've attacked this unit and I've rolled 5 out of 6, which is great, and it only has 6 health, I suppose. But I have a hero with 6 fate abilities.
Okay,
so what I can do with that. Fate is basically a mechanic where you can influence the combat from afar. So as you can see here, basically it turns a negative dice into a positive one.
Okay.
So if we use a fate, it will flip that round. We do 6 damage, and he is toast.
So that person, that unit would have had 1 health left if we hadn't done that.
Exactly.
And it would have meant that they could potentially have got another attack in. So using your fate smartly, certainly in very large battles and that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
But also, fate is also used for what's called hero escape. So at the end of combat, if 2 heroes from opposing sides are in that, then there is a chance that hero can escape. So the units are all destroyed, but the hero is then, if the hero is successful in escaping and you use fate to determine some of that stuff, they go back into your hand, so you don't waste you don't waste that card. And obviously cards are pretty limited because you've got a very limited deck that you have to work with.
Yeah, because it becomes the top card on your deck.
Yeah,
so it goes
that's
there,
the one, yeah.
And if you lose the hero pursuit or hero escape, depending on whether you're pursuing or escaping, then it goes to the discard pile, and he is not available anymore.
Thrakandy asks if it was built in Unity. It certainly was. Vazka says, is there a German localization coming? Not at the moment, but as we were saying earlier, like if that's something that you're interested in, like definitely hook up with hook up on the Slytherin forums.
Let's get some of these outriders involved. These are cool.
Okay.
We've got 4 movement, which is great.
Yep.
And then motorbike units, and then there's an encounter over here. So I want to check that out.
Cool.
So let's. And we've already got the army in here from the skirmisher who moved over, so we don't have to spend the AP to create a new army.
Smashing.
In fact, I'm going to leave him. No, we can get there in 2 movements, so I will take him.
Cool. Let's do it.
Deploy, and let's have a look.
So Victor Hugo, hello Victor Hugo, is saying, how do you think the random number generator aspect of the game influences it? Do you think that it can change the result in a good way or a bad way from one game to another? So obviously there are, as we've talked about, there are definitely dice rolls and stuff like that, and the element of luck, which, let's face it, in combat and in war, and in strategy games and stuff, that's the thing.
Yep.
It's all about mitigating that. It's all about developing. So if let's talk about multiplayer, for example, the meta is construct a deck. From the very beginning, you can figure out whether or not you're going to be able to be affected by, okay, I'm going to construct a deck properly, and then you go into the multiplayer and you go, okay, I've got my deck, and I've got my tactics, I'm going to be really fast and light, but I'm not going to be able to hit very hard, therefore I need to just, I need to stealth through this one area really quickly and then get to the base and I'm sorted, or some other way, and then, and so forth. And it's about minimizing the risk, basically. It's about minimizing the risk of, if this roll goes badly, it's okay because I'm not, I've not completely left myself open. Yeah,
exactly. And developing your kind of tactics so that there is a large amount of randomness in it, but it's developing the tactics so that you can almost influence that, or so you can sort of gauge, whether or not you can have an effect.
And the fate thing, as we were talking about, that definitely plays into it as well.
Absolutely.
So it's if you know that it's a 50-50 chance going in, you probably want a hero who's got a whole bunch of fate.
Exactly.
And some heroes do specialise in fate.
Yeah. So Javi, who we've got leading the only hero that we have in play at the moment, has one of the highest fate values of any hero. That's 6.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot. You can swing a battle with that quite easily. I think the highest is 7, which is one of the automata units. But quite a few of them only have maybe 2 or 3. So you need to be really sort of pragmatic with how you use that.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've hit this encounter. The Delver camp is thronged with activity, with rumbling exoskeleton rigs, and with arc lights that shame the sun. We want to finish our excavations before the long twilight sets in at this latitude, says the capo, but we need help. Do we want to give them 4 to help them finish constructing their outpost? So what we can do here, basically, we've got quite a lot of population. We can give them 4 workers, effectively, to help them finish constructing their outpost. And that's quite a lot cheaper than buying an outpost or constructing an outpost from scratch. So if we help them, then we get fancy new outposts.
Fancy pants, new outposts.
There we go.
Marvellous. Okay.
And can we move him? Yeah, he's back in action. And we've just got 3 because of the Iron John Crawler, so let's start making our way towards this collector.
Right, yeah, and obviously we can't just go straight over the hills because...
No, because it took 2 movement to get to the bottom of it, and it takes 2 to get
Yep.
from the bottom to the top. So we'll go round. But we can attack that next time, so yeah, let's do that. And as you can see, our production surplus bar is almost full, so we only need 1 more AP before we get before this goes up to 1, and that basically gives us 1 additional of any of these of our choice. So we'll draw 1 more card and end our turn.
And I found that really useful actually. When you've got that 1 surplus resource of any kind.
Absolutely.
I've been in battles before where I've just been like, I need an outpost right now, and there's nowhere that I can do it. And I've been like, oh yeah, I've got like 3 of this additional, free resource, and I go, oh okay, bam, 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 grab that, build the outpost, and I'm like, right, okay, now I'm within supply, now I'm stronger. I'm not so worried about that unit that's coming closer towards me.
Exactly. So we won that initiative. So,
cool.
And they've only got 2 units in here. They've got 3 armies, but 2 armies and their garrison.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they are kind of bunkering up. But we can attack that, and will. In fact, you can go straight over.
Cool.
Oh, and there is their HQ.
Okay, so the HQ is really important because obviously, so in skirmish we have the HQ as the victory, like one of the victory conditions essentially. So you have X number of turns to get to the enemy base, take it over, and control it. And if you can do that, then you win. Obviously, if you don't do that within that period of time, then there's an optional mode which is called sudden death, which is it essentially says, okay, who's got the most supply at the end of the next turn, and if it remains equal, then again, there have been battles that I've seen where I've just been like, it's been like 50-50 supply all the way, and you're just like waiting for the next person to build the outpost or take the next one.
Definitely.
But the most effective way is to get to that HQ, take it, and you're done. So you've always got to defend that base, and it looks like they've probably defended it pretty well at the moment.
So they've got 2 heroes in there. So yeah, they've got 2 armies led by heroes. Well, this one's a hero-only army. We'll see how that plays out when it comes to attacking that. But I'm in no rush to get there.
No.
We're only 6 turns in. So you can see, because this is the first level of the campaign, the only victory condition is capture the enemy HQ, but as you go further into the campaign, you start to see some slightly different victory conditions, and some of those are quite cool.
Yep.
So we'll get into that perhaps in a future episode.
We've got another question from Thraka Andy. It says multiplayer, and if so, are there any differences from single player? We tried to keep the multiplayer and the single player pretty similar. We didn't want to be like, hey, here's this really intense hex-based strategy game in single player, and hey, here's a match 3 puzzler for the multiplayer. We should do that one day. As a developer, we should totally do that. That would totally be totally worth doing. That'd be a terrible thing. But yeah, no. So it's very similar in that way, and it really is like your army versus their army. In multiplayer, you bring in your own decks. That's very different from the single-player campaign. Although in the single-player skirmish, you can also bring in custom decks. As I say, like it's online live multiplayer. So you jump into matches with one another and get gaming basically. There's also little chat windows and stuff like that. So just to reiterate, because we are about 15 minutes away from the end of our first stream.
Great.
Isn't that exciting?
I hope everyone's enjoyed it. We certainly have.
So I'll reiterate that in the next 15 minutes, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving away a code for Last Days of War Earth, this amazing game, what you are looking at right now. We're going to be giving away 1 code for Steam, which is where you can get the game now. You can also, if you're down here, you can see there should be some links at the bottom of the page to go and find Last Days of War Earth, and of course our other games, and see more information about those. But we're going to be giving away a Steam code, Last Days of Old Earth, to 1 person who has said, who has got involved in the chat and said hello and asked questions and done stuff like that. We're going to be putting that into the Computron 2000.
It's just warming up now.
It's just warming up. I've got the hamsters running, basically. So Thrak Andy says, congrats on the first stream, game looks pretty cool. Thanks very much. Lil Misfit says, yeah, congrats, game looks great. It's awesome. Elysian says, any long-term plans for expanding the game, additional decks as DLC or full story expansions being considered? There's all sorts of fun things that go on with Last Days of Old Earth. Whether or not we do anything additional after this with DLC or expansions or anything like that, who can tell? Obviously, jump into the Steam forums once you've played the game, that kind of thing. Say, like, you can always give us tips and advice as to what you'd like to see next. But right now, we're focusing on making sure that what we've got right out now is nice and lovely and plays good and all that sort of stuff.
So it's almost time to attack the enemy HQ. So let's
do it. Heal up. Little Misfit says, so this game isn't really a 4X, but more of a turn-based strategy game. Yeah, definitely. It's got elements of 4X in so much as, I think somebody referred to it as a 2X.
Yeah, exploration and
extermination.
Yes.
So there's exploration and there's stuff like that. You do have to make sure that you're getting resources in. Like obviously we've been playing level 1 of the campaign, and that's relatively straightforward. It's not if you put it on hard.
No,
played it on hard.
Yes, it's
ridiculous.
It's really quite tricky.
But so you've got to keep the resources coming in, because obviously you've got lots of opponents coming after you. So there is a little bit of that resource balancing as well. But yeah, it's definitely a turn-based strategy game with some 4X inspiration and stuff. Alien Gold says, I'm back. Lightning knocked out my computer. That's pretty amazing. To be honest, I would welcome lightning at this point.
It's better than this heat.
Right? My ice cream's already gone. Hopefully there's another one out there waiting for me. I don't know whether or not. I don't know. Well, no, because we haven't got a freezer, so it'll be melted. Yeah. It'll just be a drink.
A puddle of ice cream on your desk.
Oh, man.
Okay, I think we're going to shoot for their base.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh,
hello. Okay. Do we want to make sure?
I always do quite like to make sure the enemy's fully obliterated.
This is your equal thing coming out.
Yeah.
Like equal. Okay. Let's go for it.
Okay. So this is easy. I think should we auto resolve this one?
Yeah. Just show what it's like. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So we auto resolve this. The battle you don't have to do the battle. Essentially, we're like, do you know what? We're going to win this.
Yeah.
You do, however, if you do get into an auto resolve battle, it's likely, because you're not actively spending fate or anything like that, it's likely that you're more likely to take damage within units and lose units and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, I'm happy to do this because I'm confident it's going to win, but it's not the most efficient way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to pursue the hero N518. Oh man.
The enemy's hero is attempting to escape. Yes, so we need to pursue. So he has 3 escape dice. We have 6. So likelihood is we will win that.
Okay. Let's see it.
So on the initial roll, he did get away, but we have this fate.
Yeah, let's spend that fate. Let's do it.
We basically need to spend 1 more than them. I think if it's even, then
if
the
it's
enemy
even,
escapes.
then they escape.
Yeah. So we spend 2, they go away. You should say about fate. So here we go. So units remaining 6. They lost their 1.
Yep.
Nice.
Awesome.
So with fate, it does replenish, but as you can see, it's on a per turn basis, and in combat, it's not 1 combat turn. Combat happens within 1 turn. So
So one of the tactics that I've seen happen before is somebody will rock up to somebody will have like a small unit that's kind of wandering off all by itself, and then you'll have a decent sized enemy army that comes after you. I've seen people let them go after this small army, and then the slightly bigger enemy army goes in and goes ha ha ha, and just like spams all of their fate, gets rid of it. And they're like ha ha, use up all of their fate and so forth. And then basically I've seen from the forests, because if you're in a forest as an army, you're hidden completely, so the enemy can't see. From the forest, just a dude like wander in and just be like boom and take them out because they've got no fate left.
Exactly.
It's really, really nasty, but it's pretty effective. So
just another example of the tactical depth.
The tactical depth.
Oh no. Okay, so
so you've left the collector exposed and they've gone back for it. Okay.
And I'm out of supply, so we're going to have to do some nifty resources.
That's brilliant. So now you're completely weak against the opponent.
Yes, if I was to be attacked at the moment, I can't attack with more than 2 anyone. So not my smartest move, that one.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's build an outpost here, just so that we're back in supply. Okay, that was I booed slightly there.
So, Victor Hugo says, can you please remind us if there are different conditions of victory, if there are multiple? So there's one major condition of victory, which is annihilation, and then after that it goes down to sudden death. If you've got sudden death selected, and Koa 3001 basically says has basically filled them in. So yeah. Ellen Gold says, I'm an old wargamer since the 1980s. Okay, so you're pretty much like a whole bunch of the team here. Yeah, like we're old school wargamers as well. And Thrak Andy says SSI baby. Oh my word! Now, did you ever play any of the SSI games?
I'm worried you're gonna
embarrass yourself. It's not as embarrassing as my Hitchhiker's Guide faux pas. But yeah, SSI. Oh, they used to do great games. But okay, right.
So I've let them take their collector back, and they as you can see they. Sorry, let's just leave that for a second. So they have put quite a few units into that collector at their peril. They will soon find out.
Okay.
Because they've left their garrison fairly weakly defended. We can swoop in there and blow them away.
Let's do it. Let's take them out. Okay. Is the Comptron 2000 working? Yes. The hamsters have almost died, but there is enough energy running in there now for us to put in to the random name generator. Not a random name generator, random name picker, I suppose.
Yeah. We're going to generate a new name.
Yeah, we're going to generate a new name and we'll give them the code. No, we're going to be giving one code for Last Days of Old Earth away, a Steam code, and it's going to be to one person in the chat. So 30 seconds to get your last hellos and where you're from and all that sort of stuff in there before I choose a name. Do make sure that you hit the follow button here on Twitch to make sure that you're following us. Auroch Digital, the channel, because we need to be able to communicate with you and all that sort of stuff. So make sure that you hit follow, just in case you are one of those winners. And right, okay, where are you at? You've just got to kill these robot dogs now, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
robot dogs are pretty much
the Kappa
the only thing
Wardens
left. This is quite a nice ability that the Outrider has. It has flanker, so when you're attacking a single unit, or when you're attacking an enemy unit that is isolated, it doesn't have any friendly adjacent units, it gets +2 attack.
Okay.
So its defense is 4, which we could potentially wipe out anyway, but let's give ourselves 6 attack and roll 3.
Marvellous.
Fake that out, and we are.
Nice. Excellent. Okay.
So then there's one last hero escape, which ultimately is pointless because we have one.
Yep. But it's about honor now. So
exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
And he goes down.
Controls down. Nice. You've done it.
And victory is ours.
We've done it. So I've put all of that information into our generator. So where are we at? Well, bleep bloop, and all of those words. So the winner is Alien Gold. Alien Gold.
Congratulations.
My word. You are the winner of a Steam code for Last Days of Old Earth. Hit the accept button and we'll have a quick look at what we might be coming up against next. So these are the things that we're going to be unlocking throughout this. So as I say, Alien Gold, we will contact you via Twitch in 5 minutes. I'm going to get an ice cream after this, so maybe 10 minutes.
Essentially.
But yeah, so we'll do that. And so we've got the Spear Sister trackers.
Yep, there's some flavour text about these. Play the game, find it out for yourself. But yes, there is some quite nice background lore here.
And again,
like counterattacks, really cool ability.
Oh, those are really awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
And these are all cards that are going to come into the next level. So
exactly.
You'll see. Okay, so what does a Blood Pledge Rifle Cadre actually add to the thing? And the answer is a fair chunk because they're awesome. I love those guys. And there's Sister Naffy, who's got Trickster and Lightfoot. I love the Lightfoot ability.
Yeah, me too. It's great.
It's awesome.
Reduces the AP for your movement. So yeah, you can have an army basically move for free. It's really cool.
So good. So there's that.
And we'll see the next chapter, which we'll probably do in a future video, but we'll go back to the main menu for now. Absolutely.
So as I say, we'll get in touch with you, Alien Gold, in about 5-10 minutes' time with your Steam code. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on our first stream.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful having you. It's been hot in here.
It has.
I think we might try and do it in another room.
Yeah.
Because it's quite warm. And make sure you're following us on twitter.com/Auroch Digital, facebook.com/Auroch Digital. Where else? You can hang out with the community that plays Last Days of Old Earth, either on the Slytherin forums. You can go to slytherin.com and find the forums. It's a fantastic community there over on slytherin.com. Or you can join us on the Steam forums as well. Obviously, you can grab Last Days of Old Earth right now on Steam. And there are links below. There's also links below to all sorts of other things. You can also sign up to our newsletter as well, where we'll give you all the latest gossip about all the games that Auroch Digital is making.
Yes, check out aurochdigital.com for that information.
All that stuff. Next week, well, we've not come up with a plan yet. So next week we'll play something else. We won't be playing Last Days of Our Earth. We'll be playing probably one of our other games, or we might be playing a Game the News game. So if you've got any suggestions for Game the News when we do our streams. Game the News are games that are about real world activities. They're about social issues, that sort of thing. So if you've got any games if you suggest any games like This War of Mine or Papers, Please, anything like that. If you've got suggestions, that kind of thing, tap us up on Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. Drop us an email and we'll add them into the mix for our streaming thing.
Definitely.
Cool.
Look forward to it.
All right, awesome. Well, brilliant. Thank you ever so much for joining us, everybody, and we will catch up with you next Friday at 4:30 UK time.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.